Welcome to Stony Brook's Newsbreak Halloween edition. My name is Jocelyn Cruz. Today is October 29th, so I hope you're all prepared for a spectacular weekend since it's Halloween weekend. Today we'll be giving you the latest news, trending topics, and Halloween weekend weather, and giving you guys a peek at the latest fall activities everyone has been up to. President Biden has now departed Washington, D.C. for the G20 summit, an international gathering of leaders from 19 different countries and the European Union assembled to discuss future economic policy. Biden made his first stop this morning at the Vatican, where he met with the Pope Francis to discuss climate change, migration, and income inequality. The president will then meet with French President Emmanuel Macron, which will mark their first face-to-face meeting since the U.S.-Australian defense deal, which led to France losing a lucrative submarine deal with Australia. Biden will also be meeting with Italian Prime Minister Mario Draghi, who is this year's host for the G20 summit. We have severe weather on both coastlines, from fires to droughts to floods in California to torrential rains and high winds in the East Coast. Weathercasters use a term I never heard before, weather bomb. Sheyla, what's a weather bomb?
A weather bomb is a low-pressure system that is far more intense than regular weather. Low-pressure systems are responsible for wet and windy weather, just like Tuesday's weather. Not all windy and wet weather is a weather bomb. At least 24 millibars of the central pressure system need to drop to be officially a weather bomb. Today's forecast is a cloudy day, folks. Perfect gloomy weather for the start of Halloween weekend. The high today will be 56 degrees and the low will be 53 degrees. Rain is expected later on tonight. Saturday continues with rain. The high for tomorrow will be 64 degrees and the low will be 53 degrees. Sunday will be partly cloudy. The high will be 64 degrees and the low 49 degrees. Great weather for trick-or-treating.
Thank you, Sheyla. And now let's see the beauty of the fall.
This is Melanie Formosa reporting live from BBNGG Farms in St. James, New York. The sun was peeking out before a little bit, but it is nippy. I am surrounded by pumpkins. There were kids running around before, actually climbing up on the tractor, and the parents following suit. But why do we even care about pumpkins? Well, first of all, never pick up a pumpkin by its stem. Second of all, it's because of the water absorption. So this season, there was excess water, and it was pretty wet. And so the water got into the pumpkin, and that's what created the bumps. But why pumpkins? Well, it started out with the Irish. They created jack-o'-lanterns using turnips and potatoes. And when the immigrants came to America, they decided to settle for pumpkins. Jocelyn?
Wow, Melanie, what a fascinating story. Did you have fun going out there at the pumpkin patch?
Yes, I did. I could not resist. I was jumping around, going on the train, sticking my head out of the cutouts. It's really just so vibrant here. My inner child was released.
And on to more news. This week, Spanx CEO Sarah Blakely surprised her employees with $10,000 and 2 first-class flights to anywhere in the world. This comes after the company valued $1.2 billion in a deal made with Blackstone firm. Wow, what an incredible CEO she is. For those who don't know, Blakely is a self-made billionaire who started her company with only $5,000 in her savings account. I hope this story can inspire upcoming fashion designers, including aspiring women in business. And on to more trending news in the fashion industry. The latest fashion trend this season are shackets. You may be wondering, what are shackets? Shackets are a crossover between a shirt and jacket. You can find shackets to be long t-shirts, but with a heavier material. Looks like I have to get myself a shacket to be in style and keep me cozy for the remaining fall weather. Speaking of trending topics, there's another trending topic that happens every year around this time, Halloween movies. Who doesn't love spooky season with some extra thrills and chills? Let's go to Maya Brown to let us know more about some of the latest updates on Halloween movies and shows this season.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Just in time for Halloween, we've seen tons of horror movies come out this past month, and I'm such a fan of those. Now, getting into it, Michael Myers reintroduced himself a couple of weeks ago in Halloween Kills. Jamie Lee Curtis returned and attempted to annihilate Michael once again, but we don't know his fate as Halloween Ends is set to premiere in October of next year. He just seems to never die. Familiar movie that also seems to never die is coming back to screens that features a lot of paranormal sightings. Paranormal Activity, Next of Kin is set to come around, and it features a group of teenage protagonists accompanying a woman who is meeting her estranged anti-technology family for the first time. Then a demon enters the story. To avoid more spoilers, I'll leave that to you to check out in theaters starting today. Now, even though this one is a few months away, trailers for Scream 5 were released this October. The trailer showed familiar faces, including Courtney Cox as Gail Weathers and Neve Campbell as Sydney Prescott. The new edition is set to release in January of next year. Now, in terms of streaming services, Netflix recently brought us the thrilling third season of You, where the psychotic love story of Joe Goldberg and Love Quinn continues in the town of Madre Linda. There's Someone Inside Your House and Till Death, featuring Megan Fox, also appeared on Netflix this month. Now, that's about everything that's brewing in the Switches pot. Back to you, Jocelyn.
Now, which one of these movies have you watched so far? Have you watched any, Maya?
Yes, so I've watched all of You. I watched the third season in about 2 days because it was just that intense. And then I also watched Till Death with Megan Fox.
That was a good one.
I thought it was okay, but I'm excited to see what else is in store.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Maya. Besides horror movies that have us jumping out of our seats, another popular attraction majority of us enjoy this time of season are haunted houses. We had our crew go out to the field to report on a local haunted house attraction.
This is Maya Brown reporting from the Deepwells Mansion Haunted House in St. James, New York. There are at least about 300 people here ready to go get spooked. Now, the haunted attraction includes a house with at least 3 floors and a trail as well. And now we hear the honking from the horn. That's part of the attraction. We hear people here because they're just ready to be scared. And now, an interesting thing about this house is that it's all volunteer-based, and everybody here is volunteering and not getting paid. The house was also built in 1845, and any of the proceeds made go directly back to the house to restore it and keep it running. Now let's go take a look inside to see just how spooky it really is.
The Deepwells Haunted Mansion in St. James opens its doors every October to kids, teens, and adults that want a good scare. As volunteers from the surrounding communities get dressed and put on costumes, create lacerations, and load on the fake blood, they are also given their assignments. Many of the patients are also friends and family that have been scaring people for more than 10 years. I spoke with 2 young girls who have been doing this for a couple of years now.
Well, Denise started doing it, the other Denise started doing it first, and then my mom found out about it because we love Halloween, and then we started joining and been doing it since.
My mom saw Denise at a wedding and Denise told us to come down because I'm related to her, and I got thrown into it last year.
This year's theme, Deepwells Sanitarium, is a home for the criminally insane and includes 16 rooms of horror and a wooded trail of terror. The trail begins with the girl stuck under a tractor trailer, an interactive graveyard, hungry zombies, and ends with a witch being burned on a stake. Inside the house, you are first welcomed into the asylum, and then you must find your way through as patients are screaming and pleading for help. Along the way, you encounter a girl being electrocuted, a psychic, and a room full of clowns.
I don't know about you, but that was pretty scary to me. Now inside we saw a girl in a room having an exorcism with a priest. We saw a psychic, a girl in a back bend. It's all pretty scary things. But something even scarier is that there are reports that there are real ghosts inside of this house. There's a medium here as well.
Last year, it was the last night, I was standing at the end of the hall outside my room, and I saw a man walk through the hallway and turned into one of the rooms, and I was like, that makes no sense. There's no, the public isn't in here yet. There shouldn't be anybody in here. So I had one of the monitors go and check, and there was no one there.
The owners say that watching everyone enjoy themselves and get scared is the best part of the attraction.
And now this attraction closes October 30th. This is Maya Brown, Stony Brook Newsbreak.
Wow, I definitely got some chills because that was spooky. Thank you all for tuning in to this week's Stony Brook's Newsbreak Halloween edition. We hope you all have a fun and safe Halloween. I'm Jocelyn Cruz, signing off.